I want to share my camera, but let's see how it goes. Yeah, I'm on my camera, but okay, so yeah, so a lot of things that we use for cloud, they're all being used for AI. But I want to tell you one thing. Okay, so I want to ask a silly question. I want to ask a silly question first before I go on. I want this class to be I want this class to be an interactive class. So I'm asking this question, and I need a response from you. I want you to talk back to me. So I want to ask this question. If I want to build a house, okay, if I want to build a house, what do you think is the first thing that I'm going to do? If I want to build a house, what are the first things I'm going to do? Okay, I want as many responses as possible. Come on, guys. If I want to build a house, I think I want to off my camera. If I want to build a house, I think it's better with my camera on, so it's fine. If I want to build a house, what do you think is the first thing that I'm going to do? There is no wrong or right answer. Just pick. Okay, just pick. Yes, Garrett, go ahead.
Start by laying the foundations.
Okay, foundation is good, but there's still one more thing I'd like you to say. Rono, I'd like you to speak up.
Thank you, Raphael. I think before you start building a house, you should have a plan.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, yes, fine. Plan is good. Foundation is good. But I want one more answer. I want to hear one specific thing that I've not heard. Okay. Yeah. I want. I think I've called Rono. I've called. Yeah, Felix. What do you think I'm gonna get in place if I really want to build a house? Come on, guys, let's make this fun. Okay, I'm talking to you like my friend. Okay, don't be shy. Any answer is good. Henry, go ahead.
How about a budget?
Okay, budget is fine. Okay, you all have spoken well. Okay, but I want to tell you a little story. Okay, I want to tell you a little story. I want you guys to throw the answer back at me. Okay, so let's assume that I have a house. Okay, so let's assume I have a house and I don't fence it. Okay, but I have this girl that I just married, and the girl is so pretty. Okay, so listen, I go to work in the morning, I leave my home at 7 a.m., I come back at maybe 9 p.m. in the evening, and I have this very lovely wife at home, and the wife gave birth to a baby girl, and the baby girl is so beautiful. And maybe she's like maybe another 10 years old. Okay, so if I don't fence my house, so what do you think is going to happen to my house? What do you think is going to happen to my family? I go to work every day. I come back late. What do you think is going to happen to my family? Any response is fine. Any response is fine. I just need an answer. Come on, guys. Any response is fine. Okay, so yes, Garrett, go ahead. Garrett, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Likely because you are not present that much.
Okay, I didn't hear him clearly, but let me tell you what is going to happen. Okay, so I have a beautiful bungalow. I didn't fence it. Other people fence their houses. Okay, everyone else fence their house. I did not fence mine. Okay, so maybe I stay not too bad in neighborhood, but some few blocks from the house, you have bad people. Not too far. Okay, so if I leave my house unsecured, let me tell you what's going to happen. They will try the first time. They will try multiple times, okay, to want to come and take my woman from me. They will try to, in Africa, sorry, in Nigeria, we call it scope, okay? They will want to come and scope my wife. Okay, they come and scope my wife and convince them that they are better than me. Okay, um, they will knock and try their best till she says yes. Okay, so now before I go into the main scope of today, let me tell you, in my own family house, I grew up in Lagos, so we have a family house in Lagos. But in my own family, everyone is already grown up, so everyone is out of the house. It's just my mom, and one of my sisters that's in the house. Now, ever since we've always had dogs with us. Okay, so you can't go into our compound, into our family house. You knock the gate, oh, whoa, 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 dogs, the dog will bark. Okay, the dog will bark, and people will be scared to even come close. Okay, so that's how it has been. But unfortunately, some while back, the dog died. Okay, so the dog died. So people knew that, okay, so the thing that used to keep us away from this house is no more. Guess what happened? They jumped over the fence. Okay, they broke the window because the little girl, one of my sisters, I was still staying with my mom because she's now married. They broke into the house and they took my mom's TV. They took things from the house. Okay, that is what happens to you when you are not properly secured. Now, back to our main story for today. Okay, back to our main story. The reason why you have networking in Azure is to secure you. Okay, now listen. Okay, so the things that you have on the ground, they are called things on premise. Okay, things in the cloud are in the cloud. Now, the thing that helps. The first thing I'm going to be talking about today is virtual network. Okay, there's something that helps you between what you have on ground and what you have in the cloud. Okay, so your foundation of everything in Azure. Oh, sorry. Now, you would agree with me that the first scenario that I gave to you, if the man had fenced his house, no one will come knocking on the door. No one will scope his wife, or no one will try to woo his wife. Okay, no one will woo his wife. The baby will be okay. The wife will be okay. Okay, so the same thing. It's the same thing with yeah. Although we had a fence, but the extra security the extra bit of security we had together with that fence was gone. That was why they were able to enter into the compound. Now, in Azure, networking and the components that we're going to be talking about today are the things that really keep you safe. Okay, so now let me tell you the honest and blunt truths. Okay, so you will be asked to design a system. You are in this meeting because you are trying to break into tech one way or the other. You want to, yeah, either you're already in tech, or you're trying to move to tech, or you're trying to master Azure. Now, when you go for your interviews, you are going to be asked, please, let's say Annie, or let's say Mano or Max, design a system for us. Okay, when you are asked to design a system, okay, the first thing you think about is your virtual network. Okay, the virtual network is like your fence, the fence that is guiding that first story that I told you. The man didn't have a fence. That's why someone could come and disturb his wife. Okay, now we had a fence, but they jumped over it. There were some other things that went missing. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be looking at today, the first thing we're talking about today is a virtual network. Now, before I conclude and start, I'm going to show you something. We're going to use whatever I'm going to show you to because I want you to leave this meeting today with a mindset. Okay, I want you like, okay, so I want to leave you hungry. That's the right word to use. Okay, so I want to leave you hungry. So I'm going to use visuals. I'm going to use something, a different kind of visual before I even go to Azure Portal. I'm going to be sharing my screen. Fortunately for you, I own a school. Okay, so I own a school. I call the school skill.sch. So at skill.sch, we teach with. So I'm going to be showing you one of the things that we use in teaching. So let me quickly log in there. We do the exercise together. We see how all the things that we need for networking. Then I'm going to move on to Azure Portal. Then I'm going to also show you something that you should start playing with if you really want to break into tech and you want to look at the networking side free of charge. Okay, so hold on, just give me a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, sorry, I'm a talkative because you invited the talkative to your show. So please don't blame me. Okay, so so this is where I am at. You're looking at my screen. This is the dashboard of skill.sch. Let me skill.sch is my school. Okay, I own a school. Um, so at the down of here, I have this app I call Cloud Vision. So I have several apps I use to make my story, because when I'm teaching, I teach with stories, okay, to make my story strong. So I have actually prepared something for you guys to use for today's story. Okay, so we're looking at networking. Now, apart from normal networking, apart from just networking, okay, apart from just networking, generally in Azure, anything that you are creating, listen, anything that you are creating in Azure, the first thing you need to create is a resource group. Okay, so let me give you another scoop to it. I know that we are all Africans. I don't know how it is I don't know how it is in, I think you guys are from Kenya, but I know that in Nigeria, if we are cooking in Nigeria, the first thing we need to get, is a pot. Okay, POT. Okay, so the food I cooked yesterday and the one I cooked today, yeah. So every time you want to cook something, okay, you need to get a pot. Okay, so your pot is that thing that holds everything together in your with regards to your food. Okay, so you need to get a new pot. If you cook today, a new pot, yesterday, a new pot. So for every new pot of soup you're cooking, or every new pot, every new meal that you're making, you need to get a pot. Okay, so that is how it is in Azure. So let's assume that today we want to create something. We want to create something with regards to networking. So the very first thing that we're gonna get is our pot. Okay, and our pot in Azure is called a resource group. Okay, so a resource group is that thing that keeps everything together in Azure. Now, in Azure portal, I don't think I might have the type. Let me say portal.azure.com. Okay, so just give me a minute. This might take a while because I need to sign in. Oh my God. Okay, so I need to sign in. Just give me a minute. I need to get code from my phone. Hold on. Don't worry, I won't manage to confuse you, but I just want to get my points so that you are okay. Hold on, I need to delete some things so that I will focus on the business at hand. Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, so while that is getting ready, so the first thing that we need to get ready in Azure is our resource group. And I just told you that resource group is like a pot. Okay, every meal you cook rice in the morning, you need a fresh pot. Okay, you're cooking in the afternoon, you need a fresh pot. It's either you could remove the content, so you always need guys, I need to answer this call. I'm so sorry. I have an emergency call. My boss is calling me from work. Immediately I finish, I'm going to just give me a minute or two, guys, please. I beg you. My boss is calling me from work. I need to really answer. Hello? Oh, it's not even my boss. What? Okay. Okay, it was the Azure code that they were sharing with me. I thought it was my boss. Okay, so let me share my screen again. I panicked a little bit. I'm gonna stop sharing my camera. Yeah, so I thought it was my boss that was calling me. So let me share my screen. You're seeing my screen at the moment, I hope. Okay, so the first thing I told you that every time that you want to cook a fresh meal, you need a pot. That's how it is in Azure. Every time that you want to create anything in Azure, the first thing you look for is a resource group. Okay, so a resource group. Let me give you another example that relates to. Now we are talking about networking, but yeah, resource group is the first thing that you consider. Okay, so yeah, you first of all create a resource group. I'm just going to run this command. Okay, so yeah, so you see how it shows on the side. You see how it shows on the side. Okay, is like a pot. This pot that you see, the resource group is what is going to hold everything. What is going to hold everything together, and it's the same. It's always the same thing that you need to do for every project. Whatever project that you're creating in Azure, I know that this is networking, you always need to create a resource group. Okay, so the same way that you do not go to the market. Okay, so let me tell you the truth. You don't go to the market and buy no matter how beautiful the meat is, even if it's Wagyu beef you buy, you don't keep it in the living room. Okay, your meat is supposed to stay in the fridge and your fridge stays in the kitchen. So everything has a place you keep them. So for every project that you're working on, you need to always create a resource group. And we have created one and have visualized it for you to see. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, because we're talking about networking, the next thing we're going to do is to create a virtual network. Now, remember the story that I told you at the beginning? I told you about a man that had a beautiful wife and a beautiful young daughter. Okay, and the man goes to work in the morning. His compound is not fenced. He does not have metal door. He just has normal doors. Now, I asked you a question, and you told me that. Yeah, I asked you a question, and to be honest with you, if you have a very pretty wife and she's young, and people will go after her. Okay, so that's assuming that. Now, even if she goes to work and come back, okay, I gave you my own story, my own family house, how the house was broken into because the dog stopped talking. Okay, so that's why we're looking at virtual network. So virtual network is like your fence, the fence that protects the house. Okay, the fence that protects you between on-premise. On-premise is what now you are looking at this meeting, you are speaking from this. Now, you're attending this meeting from a room, okay? So now the thing that will allow you connect securely between that, wherever you are, and Azure, it's your virtual network, okay? So let's assume we want to create one right now as we speak. I'm going to use the commands that my simulator is going to give to me. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and create one. So you can see that my virtual network has been dropped inside my resource group. I told you, you're cooking a soup, you need a pot. Okay, so let's assume you're cooking, I don't know if you know Nigerian food, but let's assume we're cooking maybe a egusi soup. You need a pot, you need oil, you need your egusi, you need your meat. You start dropping everything inside the pot. Now, in our resource group, the first thing that we have dropped is a virtual network, and I explained to you that is our fence. Okay, now let me tell you the honest truth. So I think I said this before. At one point or the other, you are going to be asked to design a system. Okay, you are going to be asked to design a system as a cloud engineer. If you do not know that the first thing you design is a virtual network, you failed that interview. So I want you to know from here, from this meeting, and for the rest of the time you'll have till you get the job of your dream where you will stay without resigning, that the first thing is your resource group. The next thing you create is your virtual network. Okay, so that's done. Now let's talk about, now that we have a virtual network, let's talk about the next logical item to create. The next logical item to create is a subnet. What is a subnet? Now, I don't know how it is in your country, but here in Nigeria, we used to, now, because of Netflix and Amazon Prime, people don't use them that much anymore. But before now, there used to be this company called MultiChoice. I'm going to open it so you see. It used to be the dominant force in Nigeria, okay, for cable network TV. Yeah, so this used to be the most popular cable network TV in Nigeria. Now, hold on. Now, currently as we speak, I don't know if you saw that. I was trying to show you multi-choice. I think you saw that. Maybe you didn't see it, but I think I'm sharing my entire screen, so I think you probably saw that. Okay, so multi-choice used to be the dominant force in the entire country in Nigeria. Now, I remember that. Yeah, I'm not married yet, but my brother has kids. Now, my brother will be in the living room watching TV, and his kids will be in the same multi-choice decoder. The kids will be in the room watching cartoon. Okay, so you can see that there's on the same network, the parents are watching something that is safe. The kids are watching something that is safe for their age as well. The network has been divided. Okay, the network has been split into halves. Okay, so that there's no issue at all. Now let me give you a typical another real life example. Okay, so let's assume that you work in a company. You have IT department, you have finance department, you have HR, you have engineering, you have so many departments. Now, how do we ensure that whatever I'm doing in IT department, okay, I don't want people in HR to see, or I don't want people in engineering to see. Okay, so let's assume I deploy something in the cloud for IT department. I want only IT department to have access to it. Now, the way you do that is our little guy here that we're talking about, subnet. Okay, so we use subnet to divide the network into little bits. One network, but everyone has their share inside, so that you do what you're doing, you do not disturb me. Okay, do what you have to do. Don't come and poach on my space. Okay, so if the cloud engineer deploys a VM for IT department and configures it with the subnet and the VNet, yeah, whatever they do is entirely theirs. Okay, another group does not come to disturb them. Now I'm gonna create a subnet my own my own way, so that you see. Okay, so I'm gonna, yeah, just give me a minute. Okay, so you can see that I have deployed a subnet here on the screen that you're seeing. So let's assume I have 5 departments. I can create 5 different subnets, so that whatever you attach this subnet to, that thing is only that department that owns it. That's basically what subnet is. It's a logical division of the network. So you're dividing this VNet into smaller groups, so that everyone has a share, and no one takes on the share of another group. Okay, so this is how subnet works. Now, the next thing I'm going to be creating right now is the network security group, and I'm going to give you a real life example about network security group, okay, from something that happened to me in real life. Now, I told you, if you came early and you've been listening, I told you earlier on that I work remotely from home, okay? So I schooled overseas, I schooled in Australia, and when I came back to Nigeria, my brother was already staying in the capital of Nigeria, okay, Abuja. So I said, okay, I'm not going back to Lagos. I stayed in Lagos all my life. I grew up in Lagos. Now let's try somewhere else. Okay, I moved to the capital city, and yeah, so my brother was already working with the United Nations too. So the place where he was stayed, yeah, the first month, second month, I stayed with him, of course, to know the area very well. I think the fourth month, I went to rent my own place, but it's still in the same street. Okay, now guess what? Okay, on a particular fateful day, yeah, so we had armed robbers. Okay, I don't know if you have that I don't know if you have that in Kenya. So we had armed robbers come to the street, and there's a street behind them. They robbed everyone on that street. They got to our street, and just for 2 straight hours, they were robbing everyone. Okay, so we were so lucky that 5 minutes, because they need to get to my brother's house before they get to my house. 5 minutes to get to my brother's house. Yeah, the police came, and that was how we were saved. But the next week we said, no, this is not going to happen again. Okay, so the next week, we decided to move out of that place. Okay, so he went to Army Estate, because when you rent a house inside an Army Estate, no robbers can go there. He went to an Army Estate. Me, I went farther. I went to stay in Navy Estate. Okay, so now let me tell you the funny thing about Navy Estate. Now, at the Navy Estate gate, when you come in, they're going to ask you, who do you want to see? Okay, now if the person does not call his they'll call the person and say, oh, someone is at the gate looking for you. Now if the person does not say he's expecting you, you're going to be turned back. Okay, so it's that secured. So at the gate, you have people accepting people to come in. You also have people telling people, no, you can't go in, go back. Okay, so the same thing. I've just told you a story. The story I've just told you now is exactly what network security group does. Okay, so at the gate, the guys at the gate say, oh, you can come in, go back. Okay, if you make it too difficult, there's a little guard room, they put you inside there, and you'll be sorry for yourself. Okay, so so ever since I moved to the naval estate, I've been safe. I don't need to be scared that someone is going to rob me, or someone will say, oh, this guy is working remotely and maybe he's probably earning some dollars. And yeah, so I had that. So I've had that kind of security ever since I moved here. So the same way that the guards, the military men at the gate will stop a person from going in or going out. That's exactly what a network security group does for an Azure VNet. Okay, that's the exact one. So an NSG acts as a virtual firewall. Okay, so it acts as the policeman, the gateman, no, the policeman with gun at the gates of the VNet. Okay, it allows traffic to enter and it also denies traffic. Okay, so you're not qualified to enter. Please go back. Oh, you are qualified. Please come in. So that's what this next thing that we want to create, that's what it does. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to run this. So you can see that we have actually created a network security group. Okay, so you create it, we need to attach it. Okay, so creating an NSG is not enough. Okay, so we need to attach it to a subnet. Now, remember what I told you that a subnet, remember what I told you what a subnet does. Yeah, I'm going to ask a crazy question. I want someone to answer me before I move on. What does a subnet do? What does a subnet do? I already explained this earlier. I want someone to tell me, what does a subnet do? Before I go forward, I want someone to tell me what a subnet does. Yes, Stephen, go ahead. Hello, Stephen Oma. Okay, Stephen sign is raised up, but
Hello.
yes, please go ahead.
Okay, a subnet subdivides the network into small bits.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. So, so as Stephen just said, we want to divide the VNet into small bits so that everyone has their own. Okay, these guys don't come and use what we created. We created a storage account. Don't come close. Okay, so that's the kind of thing that a subnet does. But in order to enforce that don't come close, we need to attach something to it. Okay, so please don't come here. Okay, in order to enforce it, we need to attach an NSG, a network security group, to it. Now, remember what I told you about network security group? They are the guys that that says, oh, go back, come in. Okay, so they allow inbound. When you say inbound, okay, when you say inbound, that's traffic that is coming from outside. Now, I think I didn't visualize this very well. I should have made traffic so that you see traffic. So the network security group actually says, oh, traffic, oh, you are safe, come in. Okay. Oh, the traffic that is coming from the VNet, oh, you are safe to go out. So they allow traffic to come in and they also allow traffic to go out. Now we've created it. Now let's attach it, okay? Because right now it's not properly attached. Okay, so let's do that quickly. Okay, so you can see that we've attached it to the subnet. Okay, so specific subnet. So you see that subnet is now dangerous. Okay, you can't just go. Even if you go, they won't allow you. Okay, unless they specifically want you to come in. Okay, so yeah, we are done with that. Yeah, let's take a look at the traffic. Okay, now now I'm sure that you know very well you. Okay, I'm sure that you know very well that everything that you are checking on the internet, there's a protocol, there's something that you need to type in front. Okay, so let's assume that yeah, I can't remember any website apart from my website, but let me check. Let me check the website of a popular church in Nigeria, Winners Chapel. Okay, Winners Chapel. I don't know if they have a website. Okay, so if you look at this website, okay, if you look at this website very well, okay, they say it's secure. Okay, the reason why it's secure because you have this HTTPS. You're looking at my screen because you have this HTTPS. That's why it is secured. Okay, every traffic you see on the internet either has just HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, so HTTP and HTTPS are the protocols of the internet. Okay, so by default, VNets deny any traffic from the internet. Okay, by default, this VNet that you are seeing, my VNet, it will not allow anything to go in. To host a web server, we must explicitly allow that traffic on port 80. Now we have a web server here. Yeah, so we have a web server. So to host a web server, we must allow it to pass through port 80. Okay, so let's create that and see how it works. Just to simulate and let you. Okay, so you can see that when you want a particular traffic from somewhere to enter the subnet, you need to allow it. Okay, and is this VNet? Okay, so is the NSG guy that is going to either allow it or
Yes, sir.
deny it? Can
So
are you
kibuza tukiutenda
okay? Who is that person that is disturbing my meeting?
Let me
Okay,
mute
so
them
this
for
is
you.
okay, so this is HTTP. Now we also have SSH. Okay, so if you want to allow traffic to enter, we either need to allow it through HTTP or SSH. Okay, if it's HTTP, it will be port 80. If it's SSH, it's going to be port 22. Now I'm going to simulate this as well so that you can see. Now, typically, if you are asked in an interview to design a system, what we are actually doing, we are already designing a very secured system. Okay, this is how you would design a system and part. Now, I'm not just speaking this randomly. I'm actually speaking from experience. This is like about maybe 6 years ago. I had an interview with a company that I've always wanted to join, and I was asked, design a system for us. Okay, so this is, and yeah, I've come across it. Think about maybe 3 other times. Okay, so you will actually be asked at one point or the other to design a system. So I think the takeaway from this meeting should help you remember, because I have a visual here. Okay, after this meeting, you should remember. If you can describe what we are doing today, I think that you'll be very fine to design a secured system for anyone that asks you to design a system. I think after this one more and we are done, I'm going to either go to Azure portal or open questions for us to play with. Okay, so if you want to allow traffic to enter the subnet, yeah, the person that's going to allow it for you is your network security group. Okay, so you allow it through port 80 if it's if it's HTTP, and if it's SSH through port 22. Okay, so let me just hit and okay, so you can see that HTTP is port 80, SSH is port 22. So one more thing before we go, before we end this little chit chat. Okay, so another thing, you have public IP address. Okay, so how you get exposed to the internet to access our web server. If we're creating something to access something from the internet, we actually need a public IP address. I think I need to log into my Azure portal. The code did not come. Let me try again. This would have been cool to explain, to show you from Azure. The truth about it is that, okay, let me tell you the honest truth. The IP address is a resource on its own. Okay, it's a resource on its own. So when you create something, you actually need to go and okay, so hold on. Let me try this again. It would have been cool to see this. If it comes, oh man. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to log it. Let me try again once more. If it comes, you guys would. Okay, so let me hope the code comes. Okay, the code has arrived. Okay, 788010. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'm inside my Azure portal. While it's loading, let me just conclude with this. Okay, so public IP, it's a resource on its own that you allocate to something. Okay, let me just create one here. After that, I will be up to so you can see we have actually finished with this little chit chat. We are done with it. There are questions somewhere that I created. I'm going to look for them. Hold on, I'm going to stop sharing this. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this. I'll look for the questions and I'll share my screen. But while we're looking for the questions, hold on. Questions here. Are you? Oh man. Okay. Unfortunately. Oh man, this was a last minute thing, so I don't know where that thing went to sit. Anyways, let me share my Azure portal. Okay, I'm going to share my Azure portal because I was only given 1 hour to speak. I'm going to share my Azure portal, go through a few things with you, then share with you something else that if you really, really want to break into tech and you want to start with networking, Microsoft has an exam. Okay, Microsoft has an exam that is free of charge. Okay, Microsoft has an exam that is free of charge, and we use it. We use it extensively at skill.sch. I told you I own a school, and the school's name is skill.sch. So you can see that Microsoft has all these certificates here, and they're all free. Okay, they are now. Before I continue, I want to tell you a little story. My co-trainer, I have a sorry, I'm going to leave this place because I'm done with. Okay, I'm done with the lesson. Okay, so yeah, so we have a school, and my staff, my co-trainer, okay, so he came from overseas and he went to stay in his village. You won't believe, okay, he was not staying in the city, he was staying in the village. And but he was a very nice guy, and he was very obedient to me. Like, okay, he says he wants me to be his mentor. Okay, so I told him, okay, no problem. I tried my best to help him. And okay, I told him, okay, so I started this school that you're saying, I actually started it with him. Okay, so this is my school, skill.sch. I actually started it with him. I told him, okay, so let's start from here. We are going to focus on this. Okay, so I told him that I want you to earn 10. Okay, so I led by example. I did all the exams. Okay, and I recorded the video. I said, okay, so this is 10 of these. Please earn 10 as well. Okay, took his time. He earned the 10. Went on to other things. We had Microsoft exams. We earned that. He earned a lot. Now from zero today as we speak, from zero, literally zero. He had no money. Okay, so today as we speak, okay. Now because of these certificates that you're seeing and the other ones that he had, now at skill.sch we use GitHub a lot. Okay, every of our assignments is submitted on GitHub. Okay, so every of our assignments is submitted on GitHub. I wish I can show you the way it's structured. Yeah, so we have Cloud Lab. Every lesson has an attached Cloud Lab, and so he built a robust portfolio for himself. He had this about 9 of them, and he had some other ones as well. And guess what? Today, as we're speaking, now he didn't study tech in the university. Now I'm saying this to encourage you that, oh, that guy has, oh, he has 10 years. No, he did not study tech. Okay, he came up from overseas. I think he went to Turkey. Now, if you're an African here and you're trying to look for a company to migrate to, please don't go to useless countries. Okay, a place like Malaysia is not good to go. Okay, a place like Turkey is not good to go. A place like Cyprus. You know why? Because when you finish your studies, you're going to be asked to go back to your country. If you get a job in that country, it's going to be nothing to write home unless you marry their person and you're just going to go with the flow. Okay, so he finished and he had to come back. He had to come back, and he had no job. He went to his village. Now because of these exams and the other things, he was able to get a job. Now I'm going to show you the first one you're going to be doing. If you want to start your journey that way, it has to do with networking. You're not paying any money. You're just following. Okay. So the first one is this. Okay. See, yeah. So this is a networking exam that you can take to boost your resume. Like my staff, even he has. Oh, let me finish the story. Let me finish the story. He got a job with. Now there's this Switzerland company. I'm not going to tell you the name. There's this Swedish company, not yeah, Switzerland company that uh, that buys companies in Africa. So they bought like 6 different companies. Guess what? My staff, he applied, and guess what? Because of the number of certificates on his resume and how robust his gate, they put his resume aside, and yeah, he got the chance. Okay, he got the chance. So why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story that if you are confused, if you don't have a job, if you don't know where to start from, Microsoft Applied Skills, I have used it for my number one student, who is still my student, because even though he got a job, he refused to go. Okay, so yeah, he refused to go. He still works for me. And yeah, so this can be your starting point. I'm going to share this with I think his name is Samuel, the guy that invited me for this. Yeah, Samuel. I'm going to share the link with Samuel. So if you are willing, oh, sorry, I'm going to close this. So I'm going to share this with Samuel. If you want to start from somewhere, you can start with that of networking. Okay. So this is the one for networking. You can start with that of networking and just look at virtual network that I was talking about. Look at it. Okay. So when you have two different, one thing that I didn't talk about was virtual network peering. Okay, I forgot to mention it. So when you have a virtual network in East US and you have another one in US Central, you want to collect something, you are in East US, you want to collect something from the other one, you need to use VNet peering. Okay, these are very simple concepts. Okay, so start with the guided project. Guided project has exercises. Okay, start with the guided project. So you can look at, for this particular one, it has exercise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so by the time you do the 5 exercises, you can just go to, you finish the 5 exercises, yeah, go to click on take assessment and you will be given the chance to take the assessment. Okay, now there is no prize, there's no money to it. Okay, so if you're here, you don't have a job. If you're here, or you're thinking, how do I start? I don't have money. Yes, these things that you see here can be a good game changer for you. Now, it's not just my staff alone. I have a lot of success stories, okay, from this little guy that you're seeing, okay, because we use the right materials. Okay, so yeah, this can be a starting point for you if you want. Yeah, if you want to, yeah, it can be a starting point. Oh, let me tell you one more story. I have this student. Yeah, he's now my mentee. When they get jobs, they become, they still want to be my. So now I have this guy. He got taught class. Okay, when you get, no, now I don't know how your country is, but Nigeria is a crazy. Nigeria is a crazy country. Okay, if you don't go to school, boom, no chance for you. Okay, if you have taught class, no chance for you. Now I have. Yeah, I said I was going to tell you one more, but I'm going to tell you 3. Okay. So now, before I tell you that other one, taught class guy, I'm going to tell you about these 2 students. Now, these 2 students, they did not go to university. They didn't go to university at all. Now, remember that this place has about 35 exams. Okay. So they came to me. I said, okay, fine. You didn't go to school. You want to earn money? No problem. Okay. So what we did was that I told them, okay, let's focus on these. Know them like the back of your hand. Okay. So knowing these would make you know Azure for free. Okay, it's because I have up to 8 years of Azure experience. So if you can do as much as possible, you already have a lot of experience. And when they finished their whole exam, now we went to the browser. I told them, let's look for Microsoft partners. Okay, now I'm going to show you the same thing today. Microsoft partners. Okay, so now we opened this website that you're looking at. Okay, and we located the partner in the country that they were in. Okay, so of course they were in Nigeria. So we located the partners in Nigeria, and I told them to send cold email. Okay, they should send their resume with all that they have done, show their portfolio in GitHub, show the exam certificates. Okay, well prepared resume. Well cleaned up LinkedIn. We went to clean up LinkedIn. So guess what? Someone that did not go to school got called for an interview. Okay, so got called for that guy. Okay, had 2 guys. One was staying at Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom is far away. Now look at the Microsoft partner website. Okay, so you have a lot of companies. So discover. Okay, so you have a lot of companies that are Microsoft partners that you can get from here. Hold on. Unless they've changed, but if you search this website very well, you will be able to find. So let's take a look at the location. For example, edit location. Yeah, so let's use Kenya, for example. Okay, so let's take Kenya. Let's take Kenya as the example. Let's take Kenya as the example. Let's click on apply. So you can see that these are companies in Kenya that use Microsoft. Okay, so if you put in the work, okay, yeah, I told you the exams are all free. Okay, hold on, I told you the exams are all free. Okay, you really put in the work. Let's say you didn't go to school, you come here. Now let me finish this story quite. Now these guys, the first one got three opportunities. Now the second one, he was asked to go. One of the partners said, okay, we'll accept you, but you have to come and intern. with our DevOps department for 4 months. Now, guess what? Someone that did not go to university, he finished 4 months, he got a job as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so guess what? This thing that I've just shown you, it works like magic. Okay, so if you know that. If you know that you don't have a job and you are serious, that you've made up your mind that this is it for me, okay, take a look at this place. Do as much as you can do. I recommend 10. Okay, after 10, yeah, after 10, try to build some project and push to GitHub. Then go and contact, yeah, search here, and send them an email. Okay. One more thing I used to say. One more thing I used to say. Okay. One more thing yeah, I still owe you one more story. One more story. Okay. Before I say that one more thing. Now, the final one, the guy had taught class, and yeah, he didn't start. He studied business admin, not tech. Okay, so by the time he finished his projects, guess where he's working today? He's working with a company called MoneyPoint. I know you say, "Oh, MoneyPoint is from Nigeria." No, MoneyPoint is no longer an ordinary company. MoneyPoint is now a powerhouse because they collected money from good accelerators. Okay, MoneyPoint is in India, is in MoneyPoint is it has become now. Let me show you why I say money. Looking at this, you can see MoneyPoint is in Poland, is in UK, is in even in Kenya. Okay, so MoneyPoint is everywhere. Okay, so someone that did not get first class, second class. He got a job. I won't tell you the position, but he got a very big position. He earns over 1 million Nigerian naira. Okay. So now the average jobs in Lagos, they pay 400, 500. This guy gets over 1 million. Now, so this meeting that you have attended, maybe it's just to remind you that there's still hope. But the hope is not the hope is not the hope you need to work for it. Okay, so this website, there's a lot of work. It's free. Every certificate there is free. Work towards 10. Look at Microsoft partners. Look for Microsoft partners in your country and start putting in the work. Yeah, one final thing before I go. Now, no, I'm not a kid. Okay, I'm a matured man. Although I'm not married, but I'm not 30. I'm not 25. Okay, so I don't make friends anyhow. Okay, so I don't talk to people that I don't talk to nonsense people. Okay, I don't talk to nonsense people. I listen to only things that lift up my spirit. Okay, so I listen to, yeah, I listen to a lot of things that build my spirit. I want to tell you this. Okay. So there's this, yeah, you all know Steve Jobs, you all know Apple Computer. Now, before Steve Jobs died, he said there was one of his videos that I listened to. He said that you have to believe in something. You have to believe in something. He was not a Christian. I'm not saying that you should go and be a Christian because I'm a Christian. No, the Chinese are not Christians. But yeah, so you have to believe in something. You have to look, life is spiritual. You have to believe in something. Yeah, if Steve Jobs could say that at his dying final. So I'm going to start this is what I tell my students when it gets to time to look for a job. I tell them that, okay, so see, I know that there's no kid here, there's no under 15 here. I told them, please, if you know that you're going to go and look for a job, for that 1 month that you're looking for a job, you finish your exam, stay away from sex, unless it's your wife. Okay. Stay away from sex, stay away from masturbation. Those two things, they ruin a young man. Those two things. If you know you're looking for a job, stay away from these two things, and go look for a honest beggar or go to an orphanage and go and donate and let them pray for you. Guess what? I can show you DMs from my community. My community, it works. Okay. So my advice for you, I'm not saying you should do this, but I'm just trying to tell you that life is spiritual. Okay. Life is spiritual and getting a job is spiritual. I've shown you things, I've taught you networking. I hope that this is a blessing to you, and I hope to see you in the cloud. This is where I stop for today. Bye-bye for now. Samuel, over to you.
Thank you, Rafael, for such an interesting session. So just a quick question from me. So
Okay.
based on your experience, what is the one mistake that beginners make when learning in networking?
Okay, so their mistake is they think it's too hard. Okay, so if you notice what I've done, I started with stories. Okay, I started with stories. When I was starting my cloud journey, luckily I met a very good, I call him master. Okay, I met a very good, a Chinese man though. Yeah, so I met a very good master, and he told me that I should relate everything. I should go and buy a book. Okay, I should go and buy a book. The first 80 words I come across, I should write them down, and I should draw something. Okay, just exactly the same way I just did for you. I taught you VNet. I taught you. Yeah, I taught you everything I taught you, I visualized it. So get a book, draw. Okay, because when you see something drawn, draw a color. When you see something drawn, it's easy for you to picture it in your mind. It's not as hard as you think. So the thing that people think is difficult with networking is because they think it's hard. They've not actually really attempted. So attempt, and yeah, don't think it's hard. Okay. Um, Make up your mind that it's not hard. Then yeah, write and draw, and you'll be fine. I hope I've answered your question. Nothing is hard. The mindset, yeah, the mindset. Change of mindset will make it easy for you. Samuel, I hope I've answered your
Yes,
question.
yes. Thank you for that feedback and also the response. So, any other question from the audience? Going once, going twice.
Yeah, Henry,
Henry?
go ahead.
Yeah, so I hope you can hear me well.
Yes,
Am I audible?
you are.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so I had a question. So I got like a what's it called? Like a voucher to do
Okay.
the Microsoft Azure Administrator exam.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and I've just begun, and I was asking for maybe advice on how to navigate that that course, because I know it includes the cloud networking and other concepts too in Azure.
Okay. So now let me tell you the honest truth. Okay. I'm gonna use an example of what I usually say to my students. If you use applied skills, the link that I showed to you, everything actually, if you master applied skill, you've actually mastered networking. No, you've actually mastered your AZ104. But students will be scared of the content. It will be overwhelming. Now, I want to use a real life scenario that I used. So I went to look for the highest scorer in the national exams to enter university. I went to look for the highest scorer. And I talked to the father. I said, how did your daughter become the highest scorer? What did you do to make your daughter score so much in this exam? Do you know what he told me? He said that they looked for every possible question that has ever been out since the exam came into existence. And even and they started preparing since the first year of the girl entering secondary school. Okay. As at when she was in, because in Nigeria you have junior secondary, you have senior secondary. Now, as at the first year of her senior secondary, she had already finished all the questions. The father said if he wakes the daughter up by 4 a.m. and he asks her x is equals to y plus z, factorize it for me, she will do it and she will get the answer correctly. Okay, so my advice to you is that go and look for the exam past question. Now, don't go and swallow the answers they gave in the past question. Now, the good thing about 2026 is 2026 is not 2020, is not 2004. Okay, it's not 2006. 2026 is a year of AI. Now, you're going to look at that past question. You're going to take every single question that has ever come out. You will question by question, you will drop into the AI to get feedback. Okay, you work with the material question. If you do that honestly, you will pass the exam in flying color with above the cutoff mark. Now, ChatGPT does not allow you to upload, okay, the whole document, but a website like DeepSeek would allow you. Okay, DeepSeek. Let me share. I'm sure you're still seeing my screen. This is DeepSeek. DeepSeek.com. Okay, so upload the document into this. This is a very good Chinese AI. Yeah, so upload the document into DeepSeek, and yeah, so you work with the document answer by answer. If you do that, you'll be fine. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, Stephen, go ahead.
So my question is, we are talking about cloud networking, and we also have the other networking, the Cisco networking. So is it advisable that one should, so okay, let's say for example, like currently I'm doing the Cisco networking. Will all the things that I'm learning in the Cisco networking be applied in the cloud networking?
Okay, so it depends on the have you already started the Cisco networking?
Yes, I've already started Cisco networking.
Okay, so if you start the Cisco networking, this is just an extra for you. Okay, because when you're talking about Cisco networking, you actually okay, let me tell you about 15 years ago, if you only had Cisco, okay, if you only had that Cisco CCNA and you had Linux, those two are enough to get a job 15 years ago. Okay, so I'm an old timer. We had those were things that we did. If you only had CCNA and net, those two are enough to get a job. But this is 2026. Things are a little bit different. Everyone is using the cloud. So even if you are doing that CCNA, you still need to learn your cloud networking, because the cloud networking is you are seeing how networking works in the devices that you have deployed to the cloud. So I think that yeah, they complement each other. The knowledge from Cisco will make you stronger. So if you learn the two, you become a super. Yeah, it's good for you if you learn the two. So don't learn one and drop one. Since you said you're already learning Cisco networking, yes, add cloud networking to it. And the good thing, I showed you a website. You can get a certificate for free, okay, from Microsoft at zero cost. So why not? Why not? And guess what? If you fail it today, if you attempt the exam today and you fail it, you attempt it. If you attempt it today and you fail it, you come and try in another 3 days. You'll be able to get it. Okay, so there's no big deal. Yeah, I hope I've answered your question. Yes. Who else? Garrett. Sorry. Hold on. Garrett, your hand is raised up.
Okay. Hi. I wanted to ask, how do you troubleshoot a situation whereby a virtual machine in subnet A is not able to communicate to a virtual machine in a different subnet, which is in subnet B?
Okay, so
That's my
just
question.
okay. So go check now. Remember, I told you that yeah, so go check if you've implemented everything rightly first. Okay. So in the cloud, at my level, we have tools to help us monitor things. Okay. You don't just deploy things to the cloud and leave them like that. So the first thing I would look at is, where is that trouble coming from? With the tools I have, I will definitely figure it out and easily. So whatever you're learning, make sure that you learn monitoring to it, learn monitoring together with it. In that thing that I've just shown you, there is monitoring. Learn monitoring, because monitoring tools will actually pinpoint to you where that problem is coming from, and you go and easily fix it. So if you connect everything rightly, there should be no trouble. But there are tools to help you easily. For people that are here that are just starting, there are tools for you to easily pick up a problem, because the final destination of any cloud deployment, we're just saying all this, but the final destination, the real use case of every deployment is an application. Now, you will agree with me that your bank app has never gone down since the first day yeah, since the first day you installed bank app on your phone. Okay, because that bank app is probably pushed to the cloud. Why do I know that is the cloud? Because it needs 24 hours electricity, 24 hours internet, 24. Yeah, so that's why it does not disappoint you. So that kind of app definitely has monitoring tools. If something is wrong, it immediately they are There are things that alert it. You will always see it in the two where the trouble is coming from. Yeah, I hope I've answered your question. Guys, I've gone 11 minutes beyond the time, and I think I want to take my bow right now. It's been nice talking to all of you. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everyone.